Hi, hello. Kyle Petty here, and I am back with the Kyle Petty Show. I am looking to have conversations with different people in Long Island theater. I want to get to know the performers. Like, what do you do off stage? Like, what's your favorite show? All these little fun little trivia things. Let's get to know each other, refamiliarize ourselves with each other, and let's reinforce the community around Long Island theater. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get this thing started. To kick this off, I was fortunate enough to have a conversation with Laura Laureano. She is certainly no stranger to Long Island theater stages, and she is currently starring in Evita at CM Performing Arts Center. Only two performances left, so get in there while you can. You can read my entire review on thekylepettyshow.com. And yeah, very, very happy to be able to share this conversation with you. Hi, hello, good evening, and good day, whatever it is, wherever you are. This is Kyle Petty, and I am joined by the incomparable Laura Laureano. So thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Kyle. This is so
Absolutely.
nice.
This is absolutely perfect. I love it. I love your lights in the background.
Oh,
Very, very
thank
cute.
you. Thank you
Yes,
very much. My
production
this is my
quality, very
this is my
high.
vocal studio. I teach
Yes,
outside.
I want to ask more about that too, so that the people know. Yeah, we have lots of questions for you today. But first, a little introduction, right? Tell us some things about you. Like, imagine this being the first time at the read through, right? When everybody has to say some annoying little blurb about
Oh, that's the
themselves.
worst.
Yeah, isn't it horrible? It's really uncomfortable, stupidly awkward. And I'm going to put you right in that position right out of the gate. So,
Oh, thanks.
introduction. Tell us some things about Laura.
That's so funny. Okay. Sure. My name is Laura Laureano. Hi. I'm primarily a voice and piano coach. I teach out of my studio. I also teach at a music store in Ronkonkoma nearby. And when I'm not teaching, I'm performing. I'm the lead singer of Nightwork right now. It's a band we play all over Long Island. And when I'm not doing that, when time allows, I'll do some musical theater. And I'm in Evita right now. I am Evita right now.
You are Evita, the
Um,
title role.
mhm.
It's perfect. You're rolling right into the next question. Yes. So I'm brand new to theater, right? I don't know anything. I found this ticket on the side of the road. I'm going to walk into CM and I'm going to see
Ooh,
Evita. What can I expect to see? What
whoa.
is the story of Evita?
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. So Evita is a musical written by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and the lyrics are written by Tim Rice.
Yes, you are
And it
behind the Lion King.
oh yeah, and and it focuses on the life of Eva Peron,
Mm.
and she is a very well-known political leader and spiritual leader as well. And it starts with her early life. She really came from nothing. She was poor, and then through her own ways, she kind of rose to stardom. She was a radio star, and then she was an actor, and then she married the president of Argentina, Juan Peron, and that's where she really started to gain some serious following, and then people worshipped her in Argentina. And then it also touches upon her early demise because she died in her 30s from cancer.
Yeah, which is that was my next question too, because as I was watching the show, I'm like, okay, we know a lot of her rise happened like what was like I know they mentioned like the age of 26.
Right, right.
Yes, that obviously comes up in the show. I was always wondering, like, so when did this actually happen? How old was she when she passed? So in her 30s, she didn't even
She
make it
was
to
in her
40.
30s. Yeah, I did not make it to 40. I don't know exactly which 30, but mid
Wow.
30s. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So one could say I actually made it past her,
Yeah, one can
which is
say, or
disturbing or
that
means
I'm
I'm
getting pretty close. Horrifying.
we're approaching the witching hour. No, that's terrible. That's terrible. Very macabre. Um, all right. So those people may not know that you've done this role before, right? This is not your first time playing Evita.
Right.
You did it back at Smithtown Performing Arts Center, also under the direction of Ronnie Green.
Yes.
What was that? That was 2019, wasn't it? That was
It's
like
wild.
literally almost 5 years ago.
It's
Um,
crazy.
So for anyone that maybe has seen both productions or only saw the Smithtown one, what would you say makes this experience and this production different from the
Sure.
Smithtown one?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, both have such special places in my heart. And I think you do a show, any show, you could do any show over and over and over again, and it's going to be different every time.
Yeah.
Um, but I loved both of them. There's not one that was better than the other. But I will say, the one now, the big difference in CM is that we only had 3 weeks of rehearsal compared to maybe a couple of months in Smithtown. So we were really jam packed. And I can't say enough how hard everyone worked to put this show together in
Right.
such a short amount of time. And when that happens, when you have a short rehearsal period, I think that there's almost like a trauma bond
Mhm.
amongst the
Absolutely.
cast. um, so I have to say that I love everyone in that cast, and everyone has been so nice to me and so welcoming and so good to me, and the bonds that were formed there have been real special. So it's
Awesome.
not it's not better or worse. It's just different, but it is very very special.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Like you said, like any show that you do more than once, obviously it's a show that you enjoy. It's a show
Yeah.
that you end up like you love doing. So, what is your favorite moment in the show?
That's hard.
And you don't
I
have to list one, it could be multiple. What are
Yeah.
your favorite moments?
Oh. um, there's so many good ones, but and I don't want to sound cliche, but I think it's important to mention that um I think the top moment is gonna be "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina" to the
Mm,
top of the second act. You know, that song I think resonates with so many people for so many different reasons. I've had people come up to me and say that that song just makes them cry every time they hear that song. They cry. They have a very intense emotional reaction to that song, and it made me realize that like everyone relates to that song in a different way,
mhm.
and to be able to deliver it in such a profound way with the dress and the jewelry
That
on
dress.
the balcony. I know, and like it can't not be said how powerful that moment is, and how lucky I am to be able to deliver that to people and to touch people and relate to people because it means something to me as well, different. Um, so I think that that will be my favorite moment. But
Mm,
I also really love the waltz between Che and Ava in Act Two. It's this very random moment because Che acts as a narrator the whole show, and Ava and him don't interact. The only time they like maybe interact a little bit is when he takes on a different character, but he never interacts with Ava as Che. So
mhm.
this waltz is like a little bit confusing, I think, to people watching. It's like they haven't really done anything together until now. So I like to imagine that he's taking on a different character in that moment. And then it was actually Gio, who plays Che, who told me that his interpretation of it is that he is taking on the character of death at that moment. And it is a literal visual representation of dancing with death, because at that point in the show, Ava's kind of, um,
Hmm.
she's feeling the physical decline, and she says it in that song. Um,
Right.
yeah, so that is also one of my favorite moments because I think that's so juicy, and I never even thought about it that way until he mentioned Dancing with Death is how he interprets
No.
that. So that's really cool.
That is really cool, and that
Yeah.
makes me even more excited to see it a third time because I would say I was coming to closing anyway, but now I'm really, really interested now to rewatch it, like, with that
Through
lens.
that lens, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah,
awesome. Oh, I
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
Ooh.
Juicy. I
Yeah,
know.
no, a new reason to be excited. That's excellent. Um, can we double back to "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina"? Because you said in there that, like, it means something different to everybody and it resonates with people differently.
Yeah.
Um, what does it mean to you then?
Oh wow. So there are lyrics in this song, and specifically, it would be the truth is I never left you. Don't cry for me. The truth is I never left you. And you know, I just think it depends on where I am in my life, but I think that that lyric specifically is so profound because
Mm,
there are moments in everyone's life where maybe like you need to take a step back, whether it's from theater, whether it's a relationship, you know,
mm,
with anybody, friendship, relationship,
right.
parents, whatever. I think the truth is, I never left you is so profound, and it depends on where I am in my life, my teenager life, you know, middle 20s, late 20s, whatever, late 30s when it comes, you know, I'm sure it'll mean something so different. So that's the lyric that like gets me. And then at the
That
end of
sticks
the
with you.
show, you say it again, because she knows she's about to die. At the end of the show, she says, the truth is, I shall not leave you, though it may get harder for you to see me. I'm Argentina and always will be. Just, you know, out of context, that could mean I'm always going to be with you no matter what. So, you know, that
Yeah,
it makes that full circle, and um, it's just so special. So, yeah, I love it. Love
I
the song.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Um, all right, great. That's a weird thing to pivot out of, right?
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I asked a question. That is the danger in asking a question you don't already know the answer to. so, so there's that. But okay, so people who are new, to Laura may not know that, like, obviously you are very, very like seasoned performer, right? This is
Oh,
not your first time on a Long
that's
Island
very
theater
nice.
stage. It's really not the first time on any theater stage, right? So
Yeah.
I read in your bio
Mm,
that you
mm.
won, yes, that you won, a contest, sponsored
Oh.
by Nickelodeon some time ago. And, like we were saying before, like you have definitely discussed this around me, but I definitely don't know things. So tell us a little bit about that, because obviously
Oh, that's
that was clearly a huge moment for you.
yeah, that was my peak. It was all downhill from there.
Get out of here.
I was I was 13, and Nickelodeon hosted a contest. They called it Not Your Ordinary Princess, and they basically hosted or invited everyone to audition, and send and submit a video. And when I was 13, you know,
Mhm.
TikTok, YouTube, they were up and coming. TikTok wasn't even a thing, you know what I mean? But people did not go viral the way they do now. So like my video was made with a little pink camcorder, and I put it like on the little
Aw.
VCR, like, you know what I mean? Like it was vintage. Um, and I had no help. I did not ask my parents for help or anything. I put on like a weird like leopard print skirt and a little like t-shirt, you know, early 2000s. And then it's so funny because I did make it to the finalists. I won eventually, but the other finalists, when you saw them, they did the whole like they dressed up like Fiona. They had a princess. They had props, and then you see me like awkward 13, like in this like skirt, this leopard print skirt. But I think that because I didn't like try that hard, I think that ended up helping me.
Well, I mean, that was the theme, though.
Yeah,
You said
yeah,
not your ordinary
not
princess.
your
So, like,
ordinary
get out of here with your
princess.
Fionas and your like your whatever you're coming dressed as. Like, nobody asked for that. We said not ordinary.
There were two winners. It was me, and then it was Little Hannah, because in Shrek the Musical there's a number where baby Fiona starts the song and then transforms into teen Fiona. That was me, and then transforms into Sutton Foster. It was, you know, the main full grown Fiona, and so Hannah Beat was the other winner, and we're still friends. We hang out. She just moved to
Oh,
Brooklyn. We stay in touch. We're very bonded because it was such a very specific experience
oh,
that
that's
only
so
happened to us.
awesome.
You know, it was wild, and it was all over the papers. It was all over the news. We were even in the car, like the taxis in the city, where they had little TVs, and we were like on those little TVs. Like people were sending us like
Oh,
pictures and
fun.
stuff. It was a true like 15 minutes of fame, and it stuck with us for a while. And so special, so such a special, because you know it's Sutton Foster, Brian D'Arcy, and
Right.
it
Like
was so
huge
cool. It
names,
was
huge names.
really, really, really cool. I remember being in the moment, and doing the song, being on stage, and at one point I turn to the side and you can see backstage, and the whole uh cast is watching and they are weeping because they're seeing these,
Oh,
two kids make their Broadway debut, and
yeah.
it's such a unique thing, and everyone was so nice and welcoming, to these little kid strangers just hanging
That
out
is
that day.
awesome. Wow, that's
Yeah,
really, really cool.
got to meet them.
Um, so of all these shows that you've performed in and all these different experiences you've had, which show would you say is like your favorite?
That's so. Why would you ask that,
I know they're
Kyle? You
impossible
two
questions.
shows. You're in theater. You go
Except that
to.
I do have a clear favorite though,
You're. Oh,
actually.
really? You
I
do.
do. I do. Smokey Joe's Cafe. I mean,
Okay, fair.
I would be in that show until the wheels fucking fell
Okay,
off.
fair.
Like, yeah,
Fair, fair.
I love that show with
Oh
everything I
wow.
have.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I know I don't have a fave. But
So
this
top
the
three.
standouts. I always
Okay.
say when I was in what teenager. We did like a teen young adult production of Ragtime way back when in Smithtown, and
Mm,
I always say that's my favorite growing up show because I think if you're in Ragtime, and anyone who is in a production of Ragtime, I think will say that that show is just magic, and I think that that show in itself creates core memories. I think that's the show that made me fall in love with musical theater growing up.
but why?
Oh, why?
Like,
Oh, I think because I was just like so young, and I was so young,
no, because
and
I feel like I'm about to get canceled because
uh,
I'm not a ragtime fan.
oh,
I
you
have
don't.
to say,
Oh,
like, I
wow.
mean, like some of the music is
No, you know
fine.
what?
It's
You know
like,
what I'll say. If you're an outsider watching Ragtime, it's not the same experience. I think you have to.
okay,
I think it's
you
one
have
of
to
those
be
shows where
in
you're
it and live
in
it.
it, just the material, and because it's heavy stuff. But it's just a beautiful story. So I think that just being so young and being a part of something that is so like beautiful and profound, I think was just very impactful. I think that was the
Okay.
show that made me fall in love with theater. But I was Nina and In the Heights, a Cap, right before I left for college, and that was my favorite role, I think, because it just happened exactly where it needed to be. Because I
Mm,
was I was leaving for college, and Nina literally talks about her college experience
yes.
and navigating her early 20s. So
Mhm.
that like I think was just perfect timing for me, and that cast and the people there very very close to my heart. And then right before the pandemic, we did Ghost at CM Performing Arts Center, and that one was with Bobby, and to have an opportunity to play such a beautiful and romantic role with somebody who you love with all your heart
Right.
truly is I can't not put that up there as well because that's just so
Of
special,
course. Yeah.
and then Ronnie trusting me with Evita twice. It, I can't thank him enough for even allowing me to do it once and again, and that's something that I cannot take for granted because nobody gets an opportunity to play it. You know what I mean? It is a very unique experience
Right.
to be able to play it. But you have to have a very specific skill set and just opportunity to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not often produced, and I
Yeah.
think largely for that reason too.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
got to do it twice, and it was all because of Ronnie, and he put so much trust and faith in me. He's a very dear friend, and I will always just remember that and be thankful that he gave me that opportunity. So, of course, Evita is up there. Both times Evita is up there. So yeah.
I love that. Yeah, and I will echo the sentiments behind In the Heights.
I
In the
know.
Heights that's a very, very special show.
It's so special.
Yeah, yeah. I've only been fortunate enough to do it once, but like it's something that like even now when I walk into CM and I look at the stage, like that is one of
Yeah.
the clearest like memories that come to
Yep.
mind is that
Yeah.
show. Like, and I don't see that ever changing. Like, I mean, I listen to this like the soundtrack now, and I'll have
Yep.
tears in my eyes.
Yes. Every time.
Like
Every
it's
time.
just so
Mm-hmm.
so special, so
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, my dad really loved that show, and he was such a like an active audience member. Like everyone loved his enthusiasm with
Yeah,
it. That was his like eye-opening experience with theater. Like, wow, this is special. So
yeah.
so I think about that too. I just think about
Oh,
that time in our lives was very exciting for everybody. And it brings back such like good memories. So
wonderful
yeah.
memories. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ah, love In the Heights. Um, Do you have a favorite or like funniest or most embarrassing moment on stage? Because like not everything is always memorable for the right reasons, right? Some things go wrong. Um, so can
um
you tell us about a time that maybe something went wrong for Laura?
yeah. um we talk about this a lot. Actually, it didn't happen. It actually happened in Smithtown. The very top of the show, we sing Buenos Aires, and there's
Mhm.
a dip, a pretty intense like dip that I do at the dance break. My wig flew right off. Like bold.
At least
So
that. I thought this was going somewhere like, somebody dropped you and like cracked your
oh
head on the stage or something like that. I started to
no.
cringe. I was like, oh my
There are
God.
the lifts in this show that they lift me really high at points, and then
So scary.
that's always in the back of my head, like I hope I don't die today. But nothing terrible happened this run. We had a couple of technical difficulties, but nothing
That
too
didn't happen,
bad.
no.
I will say though, we have a few castmates playing a game backstage, and the goal is to pass around a hot sauce packet on stage while the show is happening,
Oh,
very
fun.
very discreetly. And they've been doing this the whole time. But Kevin and I conspired that at some point in the run, I'm going to be the one to pass the hot sauce packet, and they're keeping points. So whoever loses, who tallies the least points or whatever, has to eat the hot sauce. So the stakes are high.
Oh.
And so it was so funny because I was so like not a part of this because the costume changes are very intense. There's no room for me to like fool around.
You don't have
So
time for this.
no one's expecting me to like play along with the shenanigans.
Right.
But there is a point where Ava hands out money to the people, and they take the money frantically, and I hid the packet in my bra, and I took it out and I just slid it in her hand because it was her turn to receive it, and everyone, because we're all huddled up, their faces were like, she just did that, because no one expected me, this with everything going on, to be a part of this like stupid game, and now I'm in it.
But was that a good move though? Because if you never participated, you can't say I did the worst because I didn't play. But now what? You only have 1 point? Like
No,
that's not
I'm not
good.
tallying points. I'm not
Oh, so
tallying
you're
points.
not
No,
being
no, no.
tallied. This is just a
I was
freebie.
utilized for other
Okay.
people.
Okay.
So now I was Kevin's way of handing it out. So Kevin
Okay.
got a point because I successfully gave it to who needed to receive it. Kevin
Good.
now has a point. So I'm
Okay,
on his
good. Well, see, I don't
team.
know. I mean, you might have just sandbagged yourself there.
No, no,
I
I'm not
don't
eating
know.
not eating hot sauce.
And where is this hot sauce from? Is it like a Taco Bell?
It looks like a Taco Bell. Yeah, yeah, I think it's Taco
Wow.
Bell. Mm-hmm. They have a new empanada, by the way.
Do
Taco Bell.
they?
They do. It's beautiful. Chicken and cheese, and I don't like spicy, so I'll put it in sour
I
cream.
don't
It
do
is
spicy.
delicious.
I mean, sometimes I could maybe do like half a packet of mild,
Mm, mm,
but at
yeah.
that point, do I really need it then?
No.
Like I think I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah.
Right? So at the top of this, you mentioned that, you obviously you perform with Nightwork. Um,
Mm.
Tell us a little bit about that because you're going into, is this like your third year with them
It
now?
is my third summer.
Ooh, look at me
Yeah.
doing the math
Ooh,
right.
you did some research,
Yeah,
Kyle.
see, listen, I know all the information, got all the facts ready, except for that one other question that caught me off guard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
what's
the
next?
lead singer of Nightwork, and we have a jam-packed summer. Can't wait. We perform all over. The beach huts. We're at Smith's Point. We're Tiki Joe's and
Mhm.
the Mishap Beach. A lot of really fun venues this summer. So definitely worth checking it out. It's just good vibes. Like you have to go with the intention of wanting to drink and dance
Yes,
and have a good time.
and it's
Um,
an absolute blast.
it's
If
so
you have
fun.
not been fortunate enough to go see Nightwork, rectify that this summer. Absolute blast. Now that I'm coming back out of my hidey hole, I can't wait to go see shows. I had a rough 2023. So now that we're
Same.
settled and everything, yeah, I'm ready to come out and have some fun.
Yeah, we need it. We
Um,
both need it.
yes,
So
yes,
bad.
it's yes, we are very deserving of it as well. Um, where can people find like the information on Nightwork?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think we're more active on Facebook. So if
on
you have
Facebook?
Facebook still, you can always look up NITE work. And I think we're the Night Work Band on Instagram, so you can check that out as
Oh,
well.
Instagram too.
Yeah, but we're not as active on Instagram. So Facebook really
Oh,
is the where we post all the pictures and but we do
that
post
is where
it.
I've seen it before.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can save so much work. Like post on Instagram first and just tell them to hit the little button and it
I
just goes on
know. I
Facebook
know.
by
I
itself.
I do not do the social
I
media, but I
know.
will pass the word.
Yeah, just let them know.
It's a good
It's
idea.
free work. You're not doing anything
Yeah.
twice. You're still only doing it
It's a
once.
good idea.
Like, and you still and you still win.
It's
All
funny.
right. And where can our watchers and listeners find you personally?
Yeah, definitely Instagram. That's at Laura Laureano, LAUREANO, and
Simple
Facebook
enough.
as well, and yeah, YouTube. But that's Instagram's
YouTube. Yeah.
yeah.
Ironically, I don't look at YouTube like for anything. The whole concept of it eludes me. Like, I just put a
Mhm.
video up and I just hope people find it. Like, I don't really
Yeah.
know, like, really what's going on. It's
No.
like a world I don't fully understand.
Mm-mm.
Um,
It's my karaoke go-to place.
yeah,
That's it.
I go there to find videos of the Spice Girls, and like S Club and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I don't really understand YouTube,
Yeah.
despite my hobbies.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
That's all I have, though.
Wow,
Yeah.
that wasn't too bad.
No, this is a good time. I mean, we're going to get totally granular here. We're not getting into all the crazy things. So no, this is a good time.
That was awesome. Thank you for
Thank you.
having me,
Oh my
Kyle.
gosh. Thank you for hanging out. This was a
That's so
blast.
nice. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I guess that's it. We're out of here. Thanks a lot.
Peace. Mm. Hey, that's me.
This is true. Thank you once again to Laura for hanging out with me for the reboot of the Kyle Petty Show. Please go see her in Evita at CM Performing Arts Center, closing this weekend, February 23rd and 24th. You can get your tickets at cmpac.com. You can check out my full review of the show, obviously of her and that entirely fantastic cast at thekylepettyshow.com. As far as what I have coming up, I will be going to Theater 3 on Friday, the 23rd, to go see Tick, Tick, Boom. I am super, super excited about this because I know that it was a movie and blah, 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 but I always said that I wanted to actually see it produced in the way it was originally intended. Like, I want to go see the musical first before I go see an overproduced movie, if you know what I mean. Like, I like movie musicals, but come on, you know that's not the real experience, right? So I want to experience that later. So I'm super jazzed to go see Tick Tick Boom on Friday. So come find me, come say hello. I'll likely be wearing purple. You can find my review on Tick Tick Boom probably early in the week. You can find out more about when that will be coming up if you follow me on the socials, Facebook and Instagram at The Kyle Petty Show. I also had a conversation with Ryan Nolan that was super, super fun. That'll be dropping this week as well. So please, again, follow on the socials to find out exactly when. And I'm also personally on Twitter at I'm Kyle Petty. I didn't put the show on Twitter, right? Because like I don't know, do I have like breaking information? Just follow my personal. As long as you don't mind being flooded maybe by some like reality TV stuff. Oof. Yikes. So then maybe I should make a separate Twitter. You know what? I'm going to explore that. But until then, find out all the information you need from the website. And thank you so much to everyone for the love and support around this project already. People have been so, so cool, very loving, very supportive, just for announcing that this is how I plan to reboot this thing. So thank you to everyone for their very, very kind words. And I'm really, really excited to see where this goes. I want to talk to performers from all theaters, right? I don't care, big, small, like whatever it is. If you've got something coming up and you want to share some information about it, please slide in my DMs. Let me know. Let's get something on the calendar. I want to talk to everyone and just have some really fun conversations and, yeah, just have a good time. Again, reinforce the community around Long Island theater. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And yeah, we'll be back. Thanks a lot.